So here is Sharpie at Riverglenn, which is the CCI 2-star. Yes, he has competed at the 3-star level, but starting back up the season again, thought it would be good to let him go around the 2-star first. Each horse is very different, and he was last to go in this division. As you can see, there was quite a bit of rain. There was a bad thunderstorm that had just come through. So straight down the center line, and he was very straight. I felt like I could ride really confidently to see, and he's feeling nice and relaxed. And again, we had a little bit of a different warm-up only because there was a hold because of the thunderstorms. So we kind of went down to the warm-up and then went back to the barns, hung out there, and then went back, did a nice 10-minute warm-up, and went in the ring. And as you can see, he's nice and steady in the bridle, and I'm able to ride him very accurately. And now we are going to do a leg yield to the left. And he's very nice, soft off my leg, and he's very good at going sideways. Again, you want the shoulders leading and some nice crossover from the hind leg. And now I head into my second. And all of this is getting pretty good marks. He's scored several 8s in this test. And again, another leg yield. And he's also doing a lot better not tilting his head, staying straighter through the contact. Now we are going to go across the diagonal for the lengthening or extended trot, which is his weakest element in the dressage. He's getting there, but it's just something that is a little bit hard for him to realize about coming through with the suspension. But it's always a work in progress. A nice down transition into the walk. And he has a very good walk. And then into this is actually a free walk. So just making sure I get him to stay focused. And he reaches out for the contact, overstepping. You want to see the hind legs overstepping where the front legs are landing. And then get him back connected. Coming into our halt, which I don't quite get him square, but it's very important to stay there for at least 3 seconds, and then into our rein back, which was 4 steps, and then directly into trot, he's very good about that. The rein back was maybe a smidge hollow starting off. I asked him a little bit of a different way, but he was pretty good about it. And then into our canter transition, which is over the center line on the half 20-meter circle, which is very spot on. And now we do a medium canter, gradually lengthening for this test since it's the 2-star test, and then bringing him back. I always have to make sure I work on shoulder 4 for those. And then we have this movement where it says to give and retake for 3 to 4 strides. And it seems to me, from my experience, the judges just want to see us give, and then after that take back the reins. And he was very good about that, staying the same. And then our half 20-meter circle, preparing for the canter at the center line. Pretty spot on. And again, he's feeling just very rideable. Very much on my aids. And this is just very easy for him. And again, the medium to the lengthening. And then we're able to come back. And then again, crossing the diagonal giving the contact. He almost thinks a little bit of a medium canter there, but he still listens. And then down transition at K. And then our turn up the center line. So again, I was very pleased with this test. He ended up moving into the lead, tied for first with a 28.0. So very, very pleased for Sharpie, and was really excited for him. Now on to show jump for Sharpie, and this is his weakest phase. This is actually a funny moment because with this being FEI, you always have to make sure you salute and notice the judge. However, the judge never blew the whistle, so I was having to indicate to them to blow the whistle because they forgot. We had a little bit of a tough warm-up, but every horse is very different. And so coming in here, I wasn't quite sure how he was going to do, but he gave me a good feeling over the first jump, and I thought, okay, we are on track. And then coming to the third fence, and he's still jumping very good. And here I saw a little bit of the tighter distance, but he's being very rideable, which is a very nice feeling. And you'll see he does have what's called a liquid titanium mask. Kind of thinking of it as a thunder shirt for their brain a little bit. I just noticed that he goes really well and just focuses that little bit more when he has the mask on, which, makes sense for the thoroughbreds, especially because they go in blinkers, and he did run in blinkers when he was on the track. But I'm going halfway around here, and I'm like, hey, we just have the triple left. He's giving me a really good feeling. And coming into the last combination here, this ride's a little tight, but he listened to me, and he jumped a clean round to maintain his first place. It was pretty emotional, I have to say. So then on to cross country. And again, our warm-up was not ideal. The footing was a little bit sticky, and so I didn't really like the feeling too much that he gave me. So I just popped 2 fences, and off we went. And he jumped the first one lovely, and then he felt great out on the course. And so my goal was to let him kind of cruise around. He's got a really nice steady tempo, and if you can stay in that rhythm, he doesn't really seem like we're going fast because I'm never really having to make big adjustments. So it looks like we're just out for a little bit of a Sunday lark, but he really was very good. And again, he's a 3-star horse, so he's very educated, but I like to give my horses time off during the summer, and with this, the first event back after 2 months. So I was really pleased with how he was feeling. So coming to this combination here, he kind of landed in, just did a little bit of a trip on the backside, so I had to make sure I supported with my body to not tip too far forward. And then coming to the corner, it's so nice to have your horses just read the flags. He's always hunting for the flags for me. And then coming around to this coffin, I probably needed a little bit better shape and a little bit better coffin canter, but I got away with it. And he jumped well through there, but that would have helped. He jumped a little inverted at the first fence of the coffin. And then heading down, we head through the ring, going up through the backfield. And this is after we've gone down a couple of hills, so now we're nearing the end of the course. And there is a fair bit of terrain here, so it's good for the horses to get to experience that, especially when we train in Florida and it's pretty flat down there. And Sharpie tends to do better when he's got terrain and more variables for him to kind of focus on. And he was very good there coming out of the water because it's a bit of an awkward distance, but I never really want to go for the long one coming out. And then finishing up over the last 2 fences, making sure I get into a nice spot, and making sure I take a tug at the last fence. We ended up being 1 second over, so he had a 28.4, but he ended up winning. That was his very first win in eventing, and finally he's the bride and not the bridesmaid. So go Sharpie.